Come on.
I'm not sure if there's one of the, I just looked over some of the edits. One of them I don't like.
Ah, that happens. Let's put some music on.
All right. The problem is there's a word that's used in one sentence, and then I use the synonym in the next sentence, and they want me to use the original word. And I'm like, it's going to sound repetitive.
Well, sometimes, depending on what it is, sometimes repetitive is necessary for clarity.
Well, I get it, but in the first line it says he piled up the stones, and the next line he put something on the rocks, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's kind of nitpicky, but
well, it's just one of those things where I really like. If I ran that by Jake, I don't think he would like stones and stones. If I ran that by my wife, I know she wouldn't like that. But the way I figure it, if this guy wants to pay me, okay.
It isn't a super big deal anyway.
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker in any way, shape, or form.
There's only so many ways you can say rocks or stones or whatever anyway.
Yeah. You might want to switch your camera.
That's probably true.
Because I doubt they really want to see us.
Right.
Well, I mean, me, maybe. But
Right.
because I bring the good looks.
We'll come in for you.
Last night I was trying to write, but it was a stressful day, right? And
I hear that.
just so much drama with work and my kids, and I'm just, and I'm also just like tonight there was one of my students, or former students, I guess, had a signing with the local college. She's gonna go run track and cross country there, and she's also on the swim team with the boys, and she went to my church and all that stuff. So we had to go to that. Then there was that Christmas concert, which, wow. And
it cracks me up. Like I said, you really need to read the prayer for Rowan Meany, because that's got a couple of mentions of different kinds of Christmas pageants, Christmas stories.
oh,
Plays.
so and then,
And it's pretty funny.
but tonight's been kind of busy. Tomorrow, I've got a parent meeting after school. There's a swim meet in Kokomo. Like, it's another busy night. And then Thursday, there's another band concert. I think Friday is a basketball game. Like, I'm just getting, that kind of stuff stresses me out when I see how little time I have. And so then it was really hard to get work in last night. And I had done some stuff. Like, I've gotten a little bit. Like, I will get something done. So I did a little bit, and then I closed up my laptop, turned off my monitor, went downstairs to get a drink. And on the way down, I figured out, I mean, I always knew how my story was going to end, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to end. And then on the way downstairs last night, I figured it all out. Like, precisely. Like, it's clear as day in my brain. So then I tried to finish it last night, and around midnight, I was just like, I can't finish it tonight, but hopefully by Sunday, I'll be able to submit a finished piece, which is technically sci-fi, but I'm not sure it's sci-fi enough for, like, Writers of the Future, but I don't really care. I just wanted to write the story.
That's the important thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, everybody that I know that focuses solely on doing Fridays in the future never really does anything else. So I'd rather see you publish than working on just right, just right into the future.
Well, I was talking to my mother the other day because I was telling her about that story that I sold and how I was kind of surprised by how well it paid because, like, I kind of have a pattern of venues that I submit to, you know? Like, normally it starts off Riders of the Future because ultimately I kind of agree the prize for that one is pretty darn good.
I think it used to be. It's like the Hugos to me. At one time, I would totally agree, but now, it's, like I said, all the people that I see that focus on it now, they haven't really done much else.
Well, I
They're
know.
so focused on short stories now that they don't know how to write long form.
Well, I think I know how to write long form. I really think I will.
But you know, the focus on the importance of a short story. And I'm reading more and more from authors who are saying, if you really want to write long form, because writing a short story doesn't teach you how to write better long form. It only teaches you how to write good short stories. And I see the value in writing short stories because you have to tighten the prose and make the prose say more with less. But I also can see that you're not getting practice doing long form if you're just doing short form. Anyway, like, I wasn't trying to get super off the subject. I was just trying to mention that.
Well, I just know that, like, I tend to have just a sequence of venues that I tend to submit to.
Right.
And then, but I was kind of surprised because I thought it gets to a certain point where I'm like, well, it's not making me any money right now. Like, you start off where the pay is the best, and then when they tell you no, you just go to the next one, and then to the next one, and then the next one. And so that story had already kind of gone through my normal rounds. So I assumed this was a lower paying venue. And when I got the acceptance, then went back and looked at it and saw that it was 6 cents, I was like, sweet, I'm down with that. Like, it's not professional yet, but it's a lot closer.
Yeah. And, like, a lot of people right now that are selling to professional venues, those professional venues are crowdfunding stuff, so you're really not getting paid until they sell it. Once they sell it, then you're getting paid. But until then, you're just getting accepted to be in a collection of people that aren't paid right now. I know that sounds funky, but it's really true. So what I'm doing is laying out the heavy blacks in the spots that may not be as heavy in the black, and I'm kind of determining that ahead of time. I've got the idea that the light source is coming from this way pretty much. But there's a little bit of ambient light, so there'll be a more lit on this side, like there'll be a focused light source on this side and local light source on everything else. At least that's the idea anyway. That way, I know what I'm doing. I've got a plan. So you're talking about, like, coming up with endings and all that, and like my new exercise, as you know, is you try to write the end first and then work backwards. And so what I'm trying to do is use that Weird West story that I started.
Yeah.
And because I like the characters, and I have some on the characters that I know what I want to do with. But I'm also trying to make it, like, you know how I have a habit of crossing genres, like not just doing science fiction or fantasy, but adding either a crime element or a horror element or...
Yeah.
Well, this one I'm trying to add kind of a mystery thriller element.
Yeah.
So working my way backwards from a whodunit, you know, and I'm trying to figure out what clues to lay, you know, and I know how it's going to end. I know how I'm going to misdirect a couple of things.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're going to get from point A to point B in the investigation, you know what I mean? And setting it in the Old West makes it more difficult because you can't just have forensics call and tell you what they found out.
Right.
So that's an interesting conundrum. I was telling my wife about it, and I was like, I'm at a spot where I'm trying to figure out how I can get these people from one point to another. And I'm telling her that I was writing the story backwards, and she's like, I don't know if I could do that. And I'm like, yeah, me either, but I'm trying. I'm giving it a shot. Like, it may work out for the best, you know? It may work out that this is my method. I was so impressed with the story that I read that I know started off with the end.
Yeah.
That it makes me want to try it. It makes me want to make this work. Because it makes sense to me that it would work if your first question is what the end of the story amounts to being. Like, if your first question is like, what if a kid has a dream that reveals what he thinks is his destiny and it's to die saving someone, right?
Yeah.
So what does that kid do from that moment on? Right?
Right.
And that's an interesting thought for me. Does that kid shape his life to be a hero and die a hero? Does that kid try to find a way to avoid his destiny?
Interesting.
Just the possibilities from that, but won't let anybody know what he decides because you don't know what his destiny is, even though you know he knows what his destiny is.
Yeah.
You don't know until the very end. So it comes as a twist or it comes as a surprise, but it's been working that way all the way through it. And that really kind of blew my mind reading a story that was written that way.
Ugh.
So, like, I don't know how to apply it to a different kind of a story, but that's what I'm trying to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've determined the murder. I've determined why the murder takes place. I've determined how there's misdirection.
Yeah.
But it's not the murderer or whatever that I'm focusing on for the character, and I'm not focusing on the victim for the character. So, like, I'm focusing on a character that doesn't know anything about what's going on, which makes it really weird.
Dog, what are you doing? Come here. Here, dog. Oh. My dog is sitting right in front of me. She's being weird. And then giant potato with eyes.
The dog is like a giant potato with eyes.
Have you never seen there's a meme that goes around where it's like, is it a potato or a dog? And it's the way they lay down, and they're if it's not too like clear, like it kind of blends in and kind of looks like potato skin. And our dog can do that. Yeah, can't you be? You're beautiful. She doesn't care. Well, see, when I say that I know how a story is going to end, I normally know, like, that's the weird thing. Like, I'm not even sure how to explain this. Like, I'll know what has to happen, but I don't know how it happens, if that makes sense. Like,
right.
Like, I'll know that I
figured out, like, the outline of events.
Yeah.
But not necessarily how they connect. And I'm doing that exact thing, but backwards.
So
I've sworn not to start until I know the whole thing. So I'm really frustrated with the outlining process.
Yeah, the novel I was working on before that I tried a couple times, and I don't know. They had the changelings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I had an idea of how it should end, but I could never figure out how that should work. So I don't know. It's hard. But like my quick Vandalier story, like I've got an idea for that, like how that ends. Like I know how he dies, which I figure is a pretty definitive way of ending his story.
If it's his story, yeah.
But, figuring out how to get there that's going to be the trick.
That's good.
Dog is an attention whore.
Right? Yeah, we've got viewers. Hi, viewers. I don't know who you are.
Hi, viewer.
You say hi.
Dog, go. Yeah, back up. Back up. Cool it out. Oh. I was going to wear my Team Oxford Comma shirt for you tonight. Completely forgot.
Oh. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Now I'm gonna have to find one.
Oh, I had it made.
Oh, well, now I'm gonna have to make one. Unless you make one. We can make one and sell it on the Gordox Pub store.
We need a good logo. You need to design a logo.
Oh, my logo.
To brand everything, like an image.
Yeah. I actually started to. I've collected some images of old medieval club songs.
Yeah.
I just never got around to doing an Austin and Gord.
Oh, goodness. So, this story that I'm working on, I originally said, I think it'll be about 3,000 words. Which I knew as soon as I said that, I said, that's a lie, but we're going to shoot for that.
That's a trap.
Yeah. So, but I will say this. I think it might be under 5,000 when I'm done. Because I'm at 3,600 now. And I'm pretty much ready to write the ending.
I find when I know the ending and I'm ready to write the ending,
Yeah.
It takes me about 1,000 words more than I thought it was going to take to write the ending.
I could. I mean, it might, but...
Well, I'm not saying it will for you. I just find it for me because writing endings is hard for me because once I get there, I'm really so enamored with the characters, I really don't know if I want to use them. How stupid is that, right? That's the whole point. You're trying to finish a story. So.
Oh. I still have to revise my Snarl story. I was going to do it over Thanksgiving break and then never had time. Plus, I was writing other things. But I'm pretty certain that's the one I'm going to submit to Writers of the Future. So that's got to be done by the end of the month. But I also know that I have Christmas break coming up.
I like that story, so I mean, I vote for you anyway. But that would be a good story to see published. I don't know if they will because of their proclivities, but it deserves it.
Thanks.
It deserves it. And you know how opinionated I am.
I know.
But when I say that it deserves it, I mean it.
That one felt, for the most part, really good. Like some stories are a fight.
Yeah.
That one did not feel as much of a fight. And this current one, there have been a couple days where it felt like a fight, but for the most part, it was a lot faster. So I'm digging that. I like the idea that I'm going to have at least one story waiting. You know, if I don't have Writers of the Future, like I could do that next quarter, which allows me to worry about other things. And I also have I think I have one or two more that I think are almost done. Like I know I haven't submitted a lot to Slack, but I actually have several pieces that are either halfway done or 3/4 of the way done, which I don't know why I don't finish them, which I probably will finish them, but I don't know.
Yeah, like with Slack, The only thing I got right now that I'm working on, other than an outline that I don't have finished, is editing the 13th name. And I really don't want everybody to be sick of it. So, really hard. Like, I would love for someone to have a look and give me their opinion, but I would also love for fresh eyes to have a look and give me their opinion.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that if I, submit that too much, no one's going to want to check it out. The story hasn't changed just the way I'm telling it, which is, I guess I'm actually thinking about taking one of the threads out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm thinking about taking one of the threads out because it's kind of against the agreement that the 13 have.
Oh, okay.
So, when they get to the car and they have that patent drive with the map,
Yeah.
they wouldn't do it if they thought it was a spell. Because that's against their thinking, belief, whatever. They actually say something about it in an earlier chapter, not using a spell, because that's what they're fighting. That's one of the things they're fighting. Now, not all of the characters on that side of the board have sworn the same thing, but those 13 pretty much have. Supposed to push or pull, and it's supposed to be a better line if you're a pusher to push and if you're a puller to pull, but I find that some lines want to be pushed, some of them want to be pulled, and I'm not either. I'm not really stuck on either. So I kind of violate that.
Yeah, I would think it would kind of depend on. Yeah. Like, I get what you're saying, and I get the thought of it.
Yeah. Keep in mind, that's not what I'm saying, that's what somebody else was saying. Well, a lot of inkers say that, is what it is. The inkers say that you're either a pusher or a puller, and if you push lines this way and you get them cleaner, that's the way you'll be doing it. And if you pull them and get them cleaner. But I'm somewhere in the middle. I do not fit into that box. I forgot the song that sounded like Cold Chamber. It's been a while since I've listened to this playlist apparently.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not a fan of Tool, right?
I'm really not.
Okay. That's fine. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, but I think it was yesterday. Something with the algorithm, I don't know, but it pushed a cover of their song Schism by a band called Elephant Revival. And it's a live recording, and I'm really sad I can't get it on Spotify right now, but it just blew me away. Like, I had it on loop. I was like, this is amazing. And I've always liked Schism, so there's that, but this was a shorter version, which is kind of nice sometimes. And it had two women singing, and it was just neat. And so if you like it, you would like it. The guy that works next door to me, he's a big Tool fan, and I was like, have you heard this? And he had never heard of it. So that was before launch, and at launch, he's like, you were absolutely right. That was amazing. Like, yeah. But no one in my family likes Tool. Aside from the guy that works next door to me, I think he's the only one that likes Tool. What is wrong with all you people?
We have good taste.
Well, again, I get prog rock, which I would consider Tool to be part of prog rock. It kind of really depends on.
Tool's comedy rock.
Well, I know that's why you don't like it, but
no, that's only part of why I don't like it. It rubs me wrong.
Okay.
I like a lot of progressive. Well, I guess more progressive metal, but I like progressive rock too. Obviously, I like rock too. But like Meshuggah, I'm not a big fan of Meshuggah either, because the off beats kind of drive me crazy after a while.
Oh.
And like I've always said, anybody's fine liking whatever they want to like. I'm never gonna say anything about what somebody likes, except for if I don't like it, I don't like it. But I've never heard anything by Tool or even seen anything art-wise that's related to Tool that I've liked. So. And I don't like the lead guitarist. Now it's Tool the one that does a lot of rap too, right?
Does a lot of what?
Rap?
No.
That's not the singer doesn't rap?
Not that I know of.
The singer's what? Maynard something, right?
Yeah. If they rap, I don't know about it.
I think they do. They just don't. They don't present it like. They don't present it like normal rap, but it's still kind of rap-ish. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. And there's some bands that can pull that off for me. Some of them just don't.
Well, I mean, what I thought was kind of funny, because, so I'm watching this video of this band cover Tool, and their drummer is pretty darn good. The drummer from Tool. Like, I've seen his stuff, like I've seen it before, and I was like, well, that's a pretty impressive drummer. Although he played with Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee and screwed it up, which is kind of funny. Geddy Lee kind of had to talk him through it as they were playing. It was kind of interesting. But
it's going to be hard to replace Neil Peart no matter who.
I know. And he tried, and I thought if there's anyone that I know of that can do it, it might have been him.
Well,
but
and
Dana, here is it Dana Carey?
No, that's not who I was thinking of.
Danny Carey.
Yeah,
That's
you were talking.
What?
Mike Portman
Oh.
from Dream Theater.
So, anyway, so this Elephant Revival video, it's at one point they bring out like 6 different drummers, and one of the comments was like it took like 7 percussionists to cover one Danny Carvey and Dan Carey, and I thought it was kind of funny because the drummers were all doing the same thing for the most part.
Right.
So it's not as if they really needed to have all of them there. Secondly, I've seen people try to cover Rush, and yeah, you get like 13 people to cover what 3 people do. And they're all playing different instruments, and they're all trying to, get the sound that Rush had. So I just thought it was kind of funny because, I'm a big Rush fan, but
Alex Skolnick did that during the COVID. Him and a couple other guys got together and did some Rush songs. I think Charlie Benanti from Anthrax did the drums. They did a pretty good job. I'm guessing you haven't heard those.
I saw some during COVID. And I can't remember. There's a guy that sounds kind of. I mean, there's a band even, but that I've always. God, I can't remember the name of this stupid band. Because overall, I don't think the band's as good as Rush, but.
Right?
I
don't think very many bands will ever be as good as Rush.
Coheed and Cambria.
Oh yeah.
So they have that. Their lead singer.
I was just gonna say that's ironic that their lead singer has a high voice too.
Yeah, he was the one that was singing the lyrics, and they had several other people, and it's pretty good. Like I enjoyed it. I've never liked. Like I have friends that like Coheed and Cambria, and I've never really gotten into them. But
the only song I really ever heard and thought was decent was on the 9 soundtrack. It was pretty much their big hit.
ugh.
You've seen that movie, right?
9?
Yep.
About that doll thing that's like after humans have been killed off.
Well,
That's what-
the allegory is that the soul is broken down and put into these 9 different, I guess, golems.
You remember when you were watching, or you were drawing your version of King Cryptid? And I think I made a joke that he didn't have a nose because the guy didn't like drawing noses or something. And we talked a little bit about The Simpsons only having 3 fingers and a thumb.
I don't know if we talked about that. I don't remember talking about the Simpsons having 3 fingers, but it seems like it would be a place to come up.
So, this morning, as we were waiting for one of my kids to get dressed, the other one was watching an episode of Family Guy, and Lois put her hand on her hip, and I'm like, oh dear God, she broke her hand. Like, it was the most, like, okay, normally when you put your hands on it, at least me, your palms are on the inside, kind of. You know, you might put a fist, so I guess your palms are up. But hers were like, it was the outside of her hand, so her palms were out, and the thumbs were in the wrong spot. I was like, ah! Like, I don't know why that offended me so much this morning, but my goodness, did it! I was like, that poor woman just broke her hand. So, very strange, but, it's like somebody drew that without thinking about the anatomy.
More than likely, somebody drew that without caring about the anatomy.
Or that, but I'm just like, why is it just like, A, I could figure out easier ways to draw it, B, it's just...
You ever see the woman put her hands on her hips and almost twist them completely like this to do it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they were thinking.
I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I kind of got that idea.
I just thought I'd bring it up. You know, since I thought we were talking about hands.
We were talking about hands? Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, I thought we were the other day about King Cryptid at the nose.
Well, I remember the conversation about the nose. I don't remember that with the hands, but you might have said something while I was saying something, or I might have missed it or something like that. That happens.
Could have been a conversation I had with somebody else. Who knows? I'm old and full of dementia. Why not? on the description box on YouTube, because when I'm seeing this on, what is it, Streamline? What is that called? Whatever the thing is. StreamYard, yeah. So on the YouTube, in the description box, do you have a link to where you get your music from?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a link, and I have posted the permissions to use kind of fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
That's the actual licensing on that. Is just you're sharing basically a link to social. Oh, that's most of it. Now, I'm gonna spot the blacks and then come out of the blacks with the feathering line, which I should have learned last time to not even do those, but I didn't want to lose them. Didn't want to lose them to smudging from my fingers. And now I can erase them. Checking out this because I realized this. One connection, I didn't know. So, I'm good at keeping for not feathering. Now, spotting the blacks.
I will be right back.
That's a place to sit. Apparently it's taking a beating. I've used it for a long time. You see? Guess I can't blame it. And I'm still not picking it. hardest thing about this is resisting the urge to feather.
I have no idea what you just said.
The feeding line,
Yeah?
you're either cross-hatching or feathering. Feathering is where you don't cross-hatch, you just go one direction. And it's hard to not just start the mid-tones, the half tones and the mid-tones that you do with feathering and hatching. It's hard to stick with this until you're done. Because I really want to go in and start feathering it and getting some detail, but I need to get that overall. I need to spot the blacks. I need to get the overalls done. It's kind of like the difference between blocking and modeling.
Okay.
I want to start modeling, but it's not time. That's painter talk. Or if you prefer, I want to start rendering, but I got to get the block flat spot first. So this would probably be a giveaway, but I'd give it away to somebody who's talking in the chat.
Just tell us you want it.
Well, that would be a start. We want some people talking in the chat. These people are all new.
What?
I said these people are all new. They don't want to claim they want it until they see what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, man. That's what's going to show.
My wife's fault. She woke me up before 7 this morning. Yeah. Has nothing to do with me staying up late to try to finish that story. Instead, it's her fault. Ugh. Oh, goodness. Ugh. Man, I'm sorry, Rich. I swear to God, I cannot stop yawning. I guess I'm old. I feel like I've stayed up later, gotten up earlier, and still function. You know, like when I was in my 20s, not when I'm in my 40s.
Time to switch soundtracks.
What?
I said time to switch soundtracks.
Okay.
That was like the third time through that one.
Wow, it's already okay. Wow, time flies when we're having fun. Like we've been doing this almost 90 minutes. That's crazy. I didn't realize it'd been that late.
Yeah, I was doing a while. It was like almost an hour to get the outline done. And remember, I started with a little little pencils to give me an idea of where I wanted to put the shadows.
Oh, hey, someone commented. Yo, any chance I could get that picture?
Well, someone made a claim, so you'll be on the list. Someone read the description box or the post. Yeah, not sure whether I'm gonna finish it out in value scale, or maybe throw some color onto it. But yeah, the idea is definitely to get people chatting, and if you're chatting, you're in the running. If nobody else is chatting, then you're the only one that is running. And it's kind of like those elections.
Kind of like certain contests, literary contests, where you know, got to have people vote for you.
Yeah, right.
So you can be an award-winning artist or writer.
It applies to artists too, because some of those contests do both.
Yeah. Years ago, and I mean years ago. Like, I was living in Las Vegas. So, almost 20 years ago. I was selling everything. Like, every once in a while, I'd sell a story. Like, I'd done a couple. Nothing for very much, but still, I was getting something done. And so,
Big Walrus, do you have any other social media? Because if you did win this picture, then I would have to be able to send it to you, and I'd have to know where to send it. I just wanted to put that out there, but so. Social media handles can change.
yeah.
From platform to platform, so.
But anyway, so I'd got a couple things sold, and I got my students to vote for me. So, like, one year, like, it was looking like I was gonna win, and then some woman with some erotica stuff somehow won the category. I was like, okay. Whatever. I mean, who cares? But I was just like, oh, I see how this works. So,
but technically,
whatever.
you do care a little bit.
Well, I'm just saying it's
always a disappointment to find out shit feels rigged.
Yeah.
Or it's a popularity contest, not a skill contest.
Yeah. That's one of those things that I worry about with. It often seems like sometimes we're selling the author and not the writing. So
yeah, definitely. There's a lot of that going around in different places these days.
Well, I think it's been going around for probably ever, but
maybe.
I mean, not like that's the only game in town.
I think only if you got a name for yourself, that was the case for a while, but now it's not a name, it's a reason or a cause or a...
Yeah, maybe. But
like if you're in a publication or you're trying to get into a publication and they've got a choice between you and Stephen King. Stephen King is going to be the one that brings in the most money.
Right. And I don't begrudge them that.
Right. But it might be Stephen King's worst story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's got his name on it, and that sells. I get that.
And that's what I'm saying. That's a little bit different, though, than cause du jour.
Yeah. Or it's like colleges, I'm starting to see literature like where colleges are tired of seeing the I was oppressed in some way, but I overcame. Like college application essay. They're like, that's every single one. Like nobody stands out because everyone's doing it.
Right, and that's what they're taught to do in high school. Like, I mean, at least around here, I heard at one of my kids' graduation ceremonies, the guidance counselor was like, if you don't find a cause, nobody will remember you. If you want to be remembered, you have to find a cause. Like, no, how about you're just great at something? How about you find something you love and get great at what you love? Because I'd much rather be known for being great at what I love.
How about you just be kind to people and they remember that? I mean...
Well, that's in the same vein, but you're not going to be remembered as much for being kind as for something you're passionate about, because when you're passionate about something, it kind of fires other people up too.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind sometimes works in the opposite way, like, oh, he's just a nice guy. And nice guys finish last, right?
I don't know. I'd say that's a misnomer. I mean, to me, I get the idea that nice guys finish last. I mean, I get the concept, but I'm also thinking guys that don't seem like they're able to be forceful come in last. But you don't have to be a dick about it. Like, you can...
Well, I'm not saying be a dick, but what I'm saying is that if you're too nice, you'll let people get away with shit because you're nice. And that is just kind of the way of it.
And some of that's true, but I also think, I don't know, you can be a nice guy without being a victim. Some of it, like I tell my department all the time, I'm just like, you guys seriously need to think about your care ball. It's like, I keep my care ball pretty small because, quite frankly, like, I want to focus on the things that matter, and there aren't a lot of those. And everything else, whatever. Like, it's a way to avoid stress. And I can let a lot of things go because they're not important. My wife said I was basically a yes man to my boss. And I was like, no, I'm not. It's like, you just haven't poked my care ball. Like, you poke my care ball, you're going to see me, go full tilt. But you got to poke, that's the only time I'm going to do it. Otherwise, it's just like, all right, like, let's try it. Let's do it. And more often than not, I think it's easier to be nice to people than it is to be crappy.
Well, I don't know if it's easier to be nice. Sometimes it's tougher to be nice, but...
Well, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you just want to pound the crap out of somebody.
I think that's the measure of a person, though. Like, it's a measure of your character, whether you can get past that shit.
Yeah.
Some people can, some people can't, and I can't blame the people who can't sometimes. because sometimes they get pushed and pushed and pushed, and no matter how nice they are, it reads like keep pushing me. But then there
Yeah.
are other people that can let them let shit run off them like water,
Yeah.
like rain or whatever. And I admire that too, because you can't hang on to that stuff; it'll eat you alive.
Yep.
And I've had it eat me alive a little bit here and there, so
Yep.
I wouldn't want to see that for anybody else. You know?
God, it's like we have old man life experience. Damn it.
Right? Brother, cousin, uncle.
There's like the guy that they hire. It's this guy's first year at my school, but he's older than I am. He's been teaching for longer than I have. But he and I talk quite a bit, and it's kind of fun because I would say politically, he's on one side of the spectrum and I'm on the other. But he and I get along rather well.
If somebody's respectful, they can have whatever opinion they want.
Yeah.
It's the I don't allow you to have your opinion, guys, that need to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it's kind of funny because, like, man, I don't know everything about teaching, don't get me wrong, or classroom management or any of that stuff. But just some of the stuff that I've experienced over, the 20-some years, or God, I mean, I've seen teachers, like, what should I do about this? And it's like, you should let it go. Space Marshmallow Randy. That's a lot. That's kind of a big one. Space Marshmallow Randy says, hi. I don't know if this is real, but it looks good, I guess. Well, it's real. It's not me. I'm just the co-host. I bring the looks and the humor.
Yeah. And those that speak in the chat have a chance to win it if they want.
Oh, I just had an idea.
Oh.
I gotta move some screens around.
And as usual, my special needs son will be the one drawing the name out of the hat. Literally. Looks good, I guess. I guess that's good.
Got all kinds of comments now.
Got all kinds of comments. I got 3. 3 comments. 3 viewers. Hey.
Let's see how one of them's me.
The viewers?
Yeah. Well, I commented on there.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Carter says, wow, that's so good. That's 3 legit comments. And 1 super legit.
Super legit, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to say it's legit.
I
super
love
legit.
the super legit.
Yep.
Anyone can put their name in the hat, but Eli will be drawing it, so because that's the only thing that will keep it fair. I don't want to draw and say, "Oh, it's one of my friends." And people go, "Oh, he's cheating because it's one of his friends." I'm like, nope, I'm not cheating. I'm going to pick someone who don't care whatsoever who gets the win.
You know, you'll win this drawing when that car at the mall gets, given to somebody. You ever see those? God, I swear they've had the same two cars in one of the malls for I don't know how long. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna raffle off this car, and they never do. But they get all your information and stuff. I'm like, yeah, what a scam.
Yeah, well, that's not what we do. We've already had a drawing. We've already had one, and they won. That was Captain America crossover with the Hulk. And the person that won that, I didn't think was even interested in our channel.
It was the caulk.
Huh?
You said Captain America and the Hulk, so I said the caulk.
Oh, Hulk. I'm going to do a little bit of erasing now, but I can. Get rid of the extra pencil lines and clarify some of the edges. Find out what lines I missed when I was inking. I'll go back in then. That's a 125. So it's a half size bigger than the one that I just was using.
Have you ever worried, Rich, while you're writing the story, like you get near the ending, and then all of a sudden you think, is this really just one big darling? Like, is it just
no? Because that's the whole point. You write something that you love, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Remember, the real darlings are purple prose. It's not just really one big purple prose. It might be one thing that you think that you are the only audience for, but generally that's crap too. You're gonna find other people that are part of that audience as well.
That reminds me of something. Oh. Thank you, Rich.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Actually, part of what you said made me think of a story idea I had years ago. And I know there's a couple publications right now looking for they're looking for splatterpunk stories, and this one would, I think, could kind of fit maybe, because it's. But at the time, I thought it was too much inside baseball, so I wasn't going to do it. But the more I think about it, the more I think one of those magazines might like it, or anthologies, whatever it was. And I think that would be a short story. Like, I think that might be flat. Yeah. What? Oh. God, I think I could write that story in an afternoon. Oh.
Sounds like I can solve it in 3 notes. I can write that story in an afternoon. Do it.
Well, one of the stories I sold this year was a piece of Flash that I wrote while proctoring the I think it was the ECA at the time, which is the graduation test. We've had like GRE, ECA, ISTEP. Then I think we went back to ECA. Then we went back to ISTEP. And then I think, and now we're doing the SAT. As thrilling as that is. But so I was proctoring and bored out of my mind. And so I wrote a short story about really high stakes testing.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, but I wrote that, in between reading the stupid manual and walking around the room. So, I've done it. I just rarely have an idea that I think would work that short. I'm not sure if this one would be that short, but yeah, I think I could make this relatively short too, which generally means easier to sell. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Good times. Well, I've had a productive night. I don't care.
Well, that's what's important.
That's right. That's right.
Good thing I filled this marker on the JR.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, this is one of those ones that kind of dried up. I'm looking at getting another set, a whole entire set of initial grade. They have a different black. Like this one is the 100, and I had to buy it separate. But the neutral gray set comes with a 111 in there, and I can't imagine how that's any more black and less more blue, or less blue and add more brown to it. Because all black is really either brown or blue concentrated. Brown black or blue black.
Yes.
Thinking about the background too, like doing a lot of black and then coming in and painting some webs.
Yeah.
It's a consideration I was having. Or not just black, it could be blacks and dark grays and different values in the background too. Hmm. Oh, come on now. Sounds so much like The Godfather.
Yeah.
That
I
slow
can hear that.
symbol.
Yeah, like kind of, yeah, it's kind of like the undertone, like the background is a lot like that funeral progression
Right.
in the second one.
It's brilliant too.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the beginning you mean, where his dad, it was about him as a
Little
Vito as a
boy.
child.
Yeah.
Vito as a child instead of Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Sicilian, they have a funeral like that too.
Rich, I'm gonna have to abandon you.
Well, that's a good.
Ugh, about to turn into a pumpkin. My wife just gave me the look that basically says, "I'll kill you if you make a noise." So I'm gonna have to go, man.
All right, well, it's a 2-hour point, so
Oh, it is. Huh.
I'm gonna probably continue a little while.
Yeah, you say a little while. I have a feeling I'll check back tomorrow. It'll be like, oh yeah, 4-hour stream or whatever.
Yeah, well, no one to talk to and no one to gauge your time. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I gotta go. I will talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Good evening. Alright, so the names. So far, Big Walrus, Space Marshmallow Roller, and target. We're obviously not doing the drawing on this screen because the one who's drawing it's in debt. I'll probably do some touching up here and there, clean the edges up, or maybe put more line weights in throughout the form. And I'm thinking about doing some background fill with some different grayscales and then putting some webs in, and that'll be the background. So yeah, if you're interested in getting a name in the drawing, you have to make a comment. I'll probably do one more stream before we do the drawing. We've got 3 names in already. Any of you who win will have to get a hold of me on social media so that you can send me your address and your real name so I can send it to you. Alright, well, that's it for the night. 2.5 hours. Pretty much pencil shaded and then inked according to the shades. And the next stage will be doing some scale work. Alright. Thank you guys for hanging out. Good night. God bless. I'm sorry.